start.
We already on.
We are now.
It's amazing. Yeah. How the hell do I get out of here?
Just mute yourself. It's fine. Hello, everyone. I
Hey,
think you can hear us all talking.
Welcome to the Andy and John show.
We're trying to get our boss, the technophobe, to actually use his technology correctly. Anyway, how is everyone? I hope everyone is well and doing good. So today is helmet reveal. We're all wearing jerseys as well, so we'll show you these jerseys as we go on as well. But today is helmet reveal.
And if you're paying attention, Andy and I are both wearing jerseys that technically don't exist yet.
Yeah. Do you want to show yours first? We'll show them first. So there is a Beholder's jersey.
Beholder's on.
And I'm wearing
a
new He-Man one, which is cool as shit. And then like shoulder patches.
Yep.
He-Man's face. So
I was just telling Andy that I have number 1 of that jersey. My tag says 1.
So yes, it's all good. Number 1. I don't know what one this one is. What number is this one? Does it say? I didn't look at it.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to tell from your tag.
I think that's a number 1 as well. No, it's not. Oh yeah, it is.
It is.
It is. I've
one.
got number 1. I think I've got a couple of them.
We've both got number 1.
Nice. Anyways, right. So order of the day is going to happen. Me and John just going to talk for a second, and then we're going to bring the boss in. And you've all asked many times to see the boss and speak to the boss. The boss is coming on. You can ask him some questions. And then we're going to get Don on to talk about the helmet and what he's done with the helmet and stuff. And then we're going to get Dave on to reveal the helmet. It's still in its box. He hasn't seen it yet. He hasn't even looked at it. So this is a fresh box reveal of the helmet. So
let's hope Don didn't send him an empty box. So that'd be
well funny. So open it up and it's a little tiny midget helmet.
I've decided to keep it.
He's like, it was so good, I just kept it for myself. So that's that. Just quickly, so there's plenty of things coming out over the next few months. I know there's loads of Hasbro stuff. Again, I've got a list, but I'm on a different computer, different room today. So, and I think today also we're doing about $500 worth of giveaways.
Yeah, that's what I heard. 500.
Yeah. So John knows ins and outs of all of that. So John will tell you how to do it. Well, you can tell him about that now if you want to, John. And then we can.
So next, I don't know if I have full confirmation on release dates, but the next ones we have that I know of coming up would be Heroic Warriors, E.T., Dark Judges, Goldar, which I do have, and I don't know if we're allowed to show off, but it looks really good. I love the colors. And then
Chad did a good job of that.
Yeah. And then Beholders. So those are the next ones that should be coming out. I don't know if it's in that order, but those are the next.
I should have wore the Man. I should have wore the Man at Arms one actually. Yeah, I got that one. That one's upstairs though. Yeah. Upstairs, John. Still in the bag, funnily enough. Oh no, I did. No, it was.
I'm in no way surprised that your jerseys are still in the bag.
It's because we opened the Monopoly one, the last one, didn't we? But I'll save them up for the shows. You see, we can open them fresh reveals. People like product reveals, right? So I think without further ado, we shall bring the boss on. So introducing Sean, the head geek of Geeky Jerseys, and we're just showing over now. Whichever one's off on the piss, so I'm gonna have to fix it. 2 seconds. Sean, turn your camera on.
While he's here, I'm gonna put his phone number on the screen, so if you guys have complaints, you know where to direct them. I don't need them anymore.
This is where he's building the tension. He's got no audio and no camera on yet.
He probably forgot and walked away. I wonder if he can even hear us.
Oh no, it's coming. There he is. Yeah. He's got his White Russian with him.
He definitely can't hear us.
Introducing Sean, head geek of Geeky Jerseys. Say hello, everyone.
How's everybody doing? Andy?
Yep, I'm
John,
good.
how are you?
We are good.
Awesome.
Hot. It's very hot. It's very hot in the UK at the moment. It's too hot to be wearing a jersey, so I'm sweating it out.
Yeah, we just got over quite the heat wave here as well. So I know how that is.
Yeah.
But guys, thank you. I know a lot of people thought that maybe I was Dr. Claw or what was the guy who on the other side of the fence with Tim Allen?
Ow.
Yeah,
Ow.
yeah. But no, it's really good to be here. This is I was saying to John that eventually I wanted to do this because it looked like you guys were having a blast a blast doing this, but I wanted to find something that was going to be like a really epic, really cool thing to show up for. And for the people who followed the giveaway with Don, I mean, this was the one. If there was any that I was going to, show up for, I think this was definitely the one. And really happy to be able to hang with you guys and do this. But I also wanted to quickly just take a second to thank everybody who has been part of this amazing community. I decided to wear this jersey today. This is the very first jersey that we ever produced, and I don't know if you guys can see this. It's kind of bush league because Andy didn't do it.
Kind words.
This was the original. This was the OG jersey that we did back in the day before there was even this idea that we were going to take it to this whole kind of geeky world. And it was myself and a few friends, and we were playing rec hockey. And we got these rubbish jerseys from the league, and we were having a pint after the game and started sketching on a napkin. And I think I drew a penguin, and somebody reached over and put a laser gun. And we said, that's actually kind of funny. We should do something with this. And long story short, we produced a handful of these. There's probably, 20 of these in existence. Most of them are probably still owned by the people who played on the hockey team that season. There might be a few out there in the wild. And a photo of it went online, and it got some traction. People were really interested, and we got a few emails saying, hey, is there an opportunity to purchase that? And from there, we thought, what? We should try something else. I mean, it started with this, but we were all geeks, and we all had these, ideas of what the perfect hockey jersey would be. And I don't know what's it been, Andy, 10 years?
I think it's 11 now.
Got to be 11.
11.
I was a customer for 10 years before I started working here.
Yeah, it's 11.
And hundreds of jerseys later, right?
Yeah.
And some really, really cool connections that we've made. I mean, meeting Dawn, and obviously Andy and Dave, Kevin Smith, being able to do, the reason we ended up doing that Nickelodeon contract is that it was essentially like an elevator pitch, like an old school elevator pitch. They gave me like 2 minutes. And I was like, hey, this is what we're doing. And they loved it, and they wanted to work with us. But, it's been a cool ride. And I just want to say thank you to everybody. We're a really small company. We're almost like a little family here, as you can see. And, going through the pandemic, even the growing pains in the beginning, a lot of you have been incredibly supportive. And as cliche as this will sound, the reality is that without the awesome, people that we have supporting, wearing the jerseys, we wouldn't be doing this. So thank you guys. And sorry for droning.
That's all right. No more than I do normally.
But yeah, I mean, we're really here for Don and Dave, aren't we?
We are. It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it.
But we also said we were going to do a bunch of giveaways. We said we were going to do a boatload of giveaways here, so we have to get to that. So how do you guys do it? I mean, you guys are
John's the master of the giveaways. What's your plan, John, for the giveaways?
The way I figured it, with Sean being on the show for the first time, I'm betting there are 4,000 to 5,000 questions people want to ask him. So if people want to type in a question or two, I say we'll take the best ones and I'll assign them a prize.
So why don't we do this? So the last 4 jerseys that we released were Hot Rod, the Starscream one, which is a Seekers, the Gelatinous Cube, Death Sponge, and the last one, Monopoly.
Yeah.
So why don't we do that, John? Why don't we give away one of each? And I think we have all sizes available pretty much. So I think, regardless of who wins, we've got you. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
All right, let's kick it off with Hot Rod. Who's got a question that John will find intriguing and give you a Hot Rod jersey?
Fire your questions. Fun fact with the Transformers ones, they're I think it's common knowledge, isn't it, that they're trying to move away from doing the airbrushed artwork now stuff. So the next,
we're not doing a box art anymore.
Yeah, the next, because Hasbro are trying to move away from it. So the next jersey that's
hold on, no, correction on that. That's temporary.
Oh, it's temporary. Oh, right. Sean knows more than me.
Sorry, I should have given you the update on that
That's
one.
all right.
So there's an anniversary coming up.
Yeah.
And they want to keep the box art stuff, the retro G1 stuff, until after they release this anniversary stuff. So that's basically why it's just on hold.
Oh, cool. All right. Even better.
All right. First question. I like this one. What jersey would you love to make that may never be able to happen?
Oh, there's a load in there.
Question. One that we would love to make that may never happen. I mean, I would at one point I would have probably said the brick top jersey, but we did make that happen.
We did make that. Street Fighter ones at the moment. They may
in
happen.
Official capacity, I would say that it would probably have to be video game related. I mean, if you guys can't tell, I'm a bit of a video game junkie, an arcade junkie. Maybe that Street Fighter one.
Yeah,
maybe that Street Fighter. I mean, that's not. That
it still could happen. I'm talking to them in a couple of weeks. It might still happen.
Yeah, that could happen. You know what? That design that you did for
that M. Bison one's quality. I love it.
Maybe just because I'm an old school Ryu guy. That was
the Ryu one. Yeah, I like that one as well. That was good.
Oh, it's so nice. It's
cool. The M. Bison one's cool because he's like holding like purple flames in his hands like that. It's kind of weird.
That's a pretty good question.
That's a good question. I'm trying to think of any. I'm trying to think of any others that we've done, but we know not going to happen.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question for you, seeing that you're the one behind the artwork.
Oh,
shit.
I mean, I want Ghibli so bad.
Yeah, they're hard to get hold of, though.
Impossible. Gundam would be fantastic if we could pull off Gundam.
Yeah.
I have tried to get a meeting with them.
Yeah, super difficult. I've looked up a couple other ones too, and it's just you can't get a hold of anybody. I made a suggestion to Andy and Sean today for Video Game One. I don't know how difficult they are to get in touch with, but personally, I'd love to get some jerseys out of that company because they've got some games that I really like.
I think Capcom's that's a real possibility.
It is a possibility. We've conversations with them. They contacted me again last year. I told you, didn't I? They're from the American office, the American bit, because of the World Championships or something, Street Fighter, and they contacted me from that. But
the problem there was always that the finalized deal always went through Japan.
Yeah, and they didn't really get it, did they?
It gets a little bit complicated. Even now, we're talking to Toho, and it's challenging, right? I think that deal might go through as well, and that will be amazing.
What's that one for? Was that the Godzilla one?
Godzilla.
Yeah.
Godzilla. I think we'll be able to put something together for that.
Yeah.
But it's always a little more challenging, right? There's just more hoops to jump through.
Yeah, I think because I remember when we spoke to Capcom, they were saying, the guy we were speaking to, he was saying that they just don't get what we're doing. They don't understand it because that was the blocker. They just didn't really get it.
It could.
But I think it would happen. It can still happen. It can still happen for sure.
Yeah, it could be something that's kind of lost in translation here, but
yeah, I think that's probably more what it is.
I think we'll win them over. I think eventually we'll win them over.
I think it's about.
I mean, for people that for the people who don't actually see what happens in the background, the reason why a lot of projects take a long time, or the reason why it takes us a long time to secure any given license, is that there's just a lot of things. I mean, a lot of these companies are extremely protective of their IPs, and rightfully so. I mean, they built some behemoths, and they don't just give them to anybody. So the fact that we've been able to work with, some of the properties that we've worked with is pretty incredible for us as a small company. Even the fact that NBC came to us and that we didn't chase them. I mean, that was really a special moment for us. But there's so many more, and hopefully the people that have been hanging with us for a while, and we have some incredible collectors in the community. We have some really cool things coming up. Speaking about collectors in the community, I don't know how many people know this, because we only have a few people that actually post the collections that they have. We've got Gary, who's Geek in a Jersey. We've got Jason, who is Sleeky Geeky J. Yeah, that's what he goes by. And then we have Chad. I actually reached out to Chad the other day because, and I think all of you guys should actually reach out to Chad. Anybody who knows who he is, Chad Walter. He's on Instagram, something Beard. What's his name? Bearded Geek. I think so. I mean, maybe something John, like you could check that for us. But he recently, I think he re-ruptured his Achilles tendon. So I reached out to him the other day to check in on him, because I've personally been there, and it's a pretty shitty thing to go through. So I reached out to him, and it was just like, hey man, like, I know the pain, and just letting you know I'm here if you want to chat, because I've been down that road. But yeah, I mean, we have this a lot of people who have amassed these incredible collections, but they don't post the pictures. I wish that's one thing that I wish. I was the first, I think, to make an actual archive. I think you were. His name is Bearded Jersey Geek on Instagram, and he's got a pretty incredible beard too. It looks like angel hair. But, angel hair. I have a small question for you. How many gift cards did you want to give away today? Oh, you decide, man. Whatever you want. Okay, because I've already got the next questions ready. And all of a sudden, we're bankrupt. All right, so that first question was for the Hot Rod jersey. Second one is for the Seekers jersey. First one was Benny S., who won the Hot Rod jersey. Okay, cool. Kyle Smoot asks, what is your favorite jersey that we've made?
I hate that question.
Do you have one, Andy?
Well, the one I love, I've always loved. Not above everything else, or just because it's more about the process that I went through doing it. Is what I love about it and how it came out, was the Goondock one. Goondock really Pirates. Nice. Really because nice. It was just like, it was fun to do. I drew all the type, and it was like, did everything like from scratch. There was no like using fonts or editing fonts. It was all done from scratch. But it was like, it's one I enjoyed the process of. I enjoyed the process of as well. So I kind of don't like that above enough. But then the Judge Dredd one, and even Judge Death one that's coming up. Like, I love both of those because it's just fun to do. There's too many. It's a really hard question for me to answer because I've done loads.
Yeah, it's really hard. Like, when you own so many, or you've designed so many. Yeah.
Like, it's hard. That's hard. It's hard to remember ones.
Yeah? You have a pick?
I love the Battle Commanders one. I'm really surprised that
you love that one. That's your favorite.
Yeah, that is a nice one.
I like. We need to do Serpentor. Yes.
Yeah, I've drawn some stuff for that. I've got sketches.
The Indiana Jones one was great.
Yeah, that's nice. That's Chad. Yeah.
I mean, I'm personally attached to Black Series or the Black Squadron 2 because it was the first jersey I really got to help design. So, like, to me, that one's a little personal. I got to help with it. There are other ones that haven't come out yet that Andy and I worked together from start to finish. So, like with Black Squadron 2, I just helped with some colors and some ideas, but like Duke for G.I. Joe, when that comes out, that looks completely different from Andy's original art, and like it basically turned out exactly what I suggested, which...
Well, because if you don't know, everyone, John's a massive G.I. Joe fan, so it was a perfect person to go to for help for some stuff.
We have
I love G.I. Joe
jerseys,
stuff,
I think,
John
ready to go.
Yeah.
There's a lot of G.I. Joe.
I'd say that the barbecue one, I love the barbecue, and the bazooka one as well. I love both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever they come out.
You know what? I like the Baroness one is really nice.
Yeah, the Baroness one works as well.
Baroness is really nice. But if I have to go with, I don't know, I can do one, but Dimension X Invaders.
Oh yeah, Dimension X. Yeah, I like that one. That's one of my favorites as well.
That's one of my favorites. Yeah. Lords of Destruction.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful jersey too.
And probably the original Heisenberg Empire.
Yeah,
the Sky Blue.
That Heisenberg Empire one I did without actually watching Breaking Bad at all. And then watched it and was like, oh my god, I should have watched it before I'd done the jersey. But I think I've got everything in there. It was alright.
I really like the Cannibals one too. Like I love the colors. It really pops for me.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so for the Death Sponge. For Death Sponge, Army of Oz 216, what goes into deciding what licenses to go after?
I don't know. It just depends what's.
There's a few factors here, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. We can start if you want. I've got part of an answer.
I think from the business end of it, it obviously has to make sense, right? If you do something completely obscure that only 15 people are going to buy, then you're going to spend a lot more on the license than you are. It's just not going to be viable. So I would say from where I sit, it has to make sense. It has to be something, I think, first that we're passionate about, because the last thing you want to do is start drawing something that you don't understand. Andy and I didn't know much about D&D before we got into this, and luckily we had Trevor because he was, he had his finger on the pulse for that. But there are things that we just have no clue about, but also really no interest in. And then I think getting into something like that, you're kind of faking the funk a little bit there. But it has to make sense, right? It has to make sense. We have to know that we have enough people in the community that will support it. I think that's, and then there's, I'll hand this over to Andy, but then there's the creative end of it, where I think it has to make sense to him.
Yeah, I think with some of those, obviously you have to look at the property and the IP what it is, and does it make sense for us to do that, and will fans like it? But also it's like how many jerseys we can get out of that stuff as well. So I've got meetings coming up with people soon for things that we'd kind of looked at before and have been requested by people. But like with those, it's like, right, but now I've got a meeting with one person about the license. It was like, right, so there's already 5, it's working out about how many jerseys we can get out of like just the first run. So there's like 5 jerseys we can do in that first run, and then we can move to more character-based runs as well. So we can do costume-based jerseys, which John will like, because John loves costume-based jerseys. And then it's like, right, it's like how many jerseys can we make? Like, this is kind of how I look at it. So in terms of design, like, design's kind of arbitrary in this situation, because like once I'm looking at it, I can go, right, I can do this. But it's like how many we can get out of that one IP. So He-Man, for example, like we've done loads of He-Man jerseys, but we like, we can go into their asset bank and stuff and look at all the characters and go, right, these are all the characters we can use. Right, we've got at least 12 to 15 jerseys we can make. So we know we can make 12, 15 jerseys, but we can span them over a period of time. G.I. Joe, similarly the same thing. We know, and Transformers, we know we've got X amount of jerseys we can make out of those, and we can release X amount over a period of time. So it's a matter of how we can utilise the IP and get as much out of it that will benefit us, as well as the license holder as well, in terms of revenues for them. So it's got to make sense financially, both sides, rather than us just kind of, like Sean said, doing 2 jerseys, and we end up having to stump for a massive bill in terms of minimum guarantees that then we can't make back on jersey sales. It's got to make sense.
And with everything, going up in life, everything becoming more expensive, one of the things that has gone up is the cost of
Yeah.
royalty and the minimum guarantees. It's like
Yeah.
they saw everybody doing it, and they said, "Oh, look, we can get more money here too."
Yeah.
So that now it's just become a way much more expensive proposition when we go into these deals. So, and sometimes we get it wrong. Sometimes we'll run a collector's series and maybe we make more than there is a demand, and then we learn from that, and the next time around we have to change it up a little bit, and then we offer a lower volume of things. Sometimes we start off offering too little and we realize that we should have offered more, and case in point would be the shell heads. Right, we did 150 units for the run. They sold out, I think, in 10 minutes. And then we had people contacting us, and still to this day contacting us, saying, "Hey, are you going to make more?" The answer, unfortunately, is no, because, well, number one, we don't rerun collector series. And then the other thing is we currently don't have the contract. Not that we never will, but we currently do not have a contract with Nickelodeon. So.
Lords of Destruction was the same. It disappeared quick. The very first Dungeons and Dragons, the black, the red, and the white, I still get requests for that to come back, and I have to break people's heart every time.
Well, on the Lords of Destruction one, is it a fine point to say that there is another one, a new version of that in the works?
We may or may not have seen something earlier today.
Yeah, I was going to say, it literally works on it today. But there is another version of 2.0 to make people happy.
It may look even better than 1.0.
Yeah, I think it does.
Don't worry, the boss is not going to yell at you on camera for revealing things.
I know, sorry. It's all right. It's what people want to hear. The people will be, oh my God.
I think that would be entertaining if I just all of a sudden just got really belligerent.
Just really shitty and be like, what the fuck? What are you doing that
just
for?
Rage out.
Can't tell people shit like that. Like a digital slap. Just fuck.
People will finally see what we go through behind the scenes.
All right, let's get to the next one. We've got
Monopoly.
Because we've got Don and Dave waiting to come in.
For the Monopoly jersey, I've got Fred Gilbert, and he says, Sean, what's your favorite pinball machine behind you?
Okay.
If you could only play one.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good question because you have so many.
I literally picked that question just for you because I know how much you love.
I quite regularly get messages from Sean going, "Look at this new one I bought. I sold it," and I was like, "Didn't you get this one?" He's like, "No, I sold that and got this one instead."
Oh, thanks, dude. So, I don't know how my wife has stayed with me because I made her this promise that there would only ever be one pinball machine. I think you can see that there's a couple more than one, but it started with one. And then I kind of got into like fixing them up, repaired one, sold it, bought a couple from the the profits there, and then it just kind of, that's what I've been doing probably over. I think I've been doing it now. I've been in this hobby for about 8 or 9 years, and I've always been into arcade stuff. I don't know how many people in the community know this story. But we were doing hats for a little while, and the whole idea with hats actually came from my personal best friend, Tommy. And we lost Tommy a few months ago. He passed away. But he was a big part of a lot of the kind of cool decisions that we made in the background. Even though he wasn't officially a part of the company, he was a big contributor, but he also got me into pinball. We found out many years ago he was diagnosed with a very rare form of oral cancer. And at the time, I was playing rec hockey, and a guy just randomly in the change room said to me, "Hey, man, do you have any interest in pinball? We're getting together with some guys just east of Toronto, and we're going to play some pinball." And I thought, people still play pinball machines? I remember growing up in the 80s, there were still some in the arcades, but my friend going through what he was going through, I thought this would be a great distraction, and we brought him out. We had the time of our lives, and literally 2 weeks later, the guy had a pinball machine in his living room, and we played the hell out of this thing. For at least 2 or 3 nights in a row. We were probably up until 3 o'clock in the morning playing this pinball machine. It was a Ghostbusters pinball machine. And so I just, he got me started on it. the very first. So to answer the question, sorry, I'm droning again. To answer the question, if I could only pick one, it would be the first one. It's got some sentimental value because I had to go hunting for it. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's got the medieval theme. It's called Medieval Madness. A lot of people regard it as the most sought-after pinball machine. Not that I care about that part. I just think it's brilliant. It captures the campy feel of the 90s. The artwork on it is incredible. I actually was talking to Don on video the other day, and I was just showing him, and we were kind of just appreciating how cool the art was from that era. So yeah, that would be it. And you get a jersey for asking a great question about pinball.
All right. Is there Down Under Collecting? We'll give him a free jersey as well. No, sorry, this is a $50 one.
All right. Well, why don't we do like? Sorry, I forgot to get you the codes, John. I'll get that to you after. But why don't we do like? What are we at? We said we were going to go over 500. So
that was Monopoly. So those were the 4 you chose. So now it's whatever you want after that.
I mean, we're at about 500 with 4 jerseys. Why don't we do like a couple $100 in giveaways? Like let's do 450s. Can we do that?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, so for the first $50 question, I've got Down Under Collecting. Is there any jersey you have wanted to make but had issues getting the licenses for?
Loads.
Next question.
Simple answer for that one. There's tons of them.
You can have $50 if you don't ask that again.
All right, that's a good answer. So next $50 question, Caleb Olson. What NHL team would you love to redesign their jerseys?
I'm giving this one to Andy.
Oh, I don't know. So it's a difficult question because I love all like the retro NHL logos as they are. It's when I see people on like Dribble and stuff redesign NHL logos, and I'm like, why are you touching them? They're good as they are. Obviously, everyone has opinions. New Jersey Devil one's a bit old from the 80s. It'd probably do a redesign as a Devils fan. At some point, they will change the Blackhawks logo because of cultural appropriation and stuff. So that probably needs one. But it's a difficult one because I proper love old retro hockey, like even going back to like the 60s and stuff. So it's a really even further than that. It's a really difficult question to ask. The logos I'd love to see back is Hartford's Whalers logo. I love that logo. One of my favorites.
It's funny that you mentioned that because while we were talking about this, I was thinking about when you and I got together in Toronto to go to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. That was cool. That was a good day.
We were both standing there admiring that Hartford Whalers jersey.
Yeah, I love it.
We were like 2 kids just looking at this very simple jersey, just going, "Oh, it's so."
I had to try and explain to my wife why it was so good. She's like, "Well, it's just the H and W Wales tail," and I was like, "No, but it's just the simplicity of it and how it's simple." Yeah. But it delivers in every way, and the colours were good as well. The green and the blues, beautiful jersey. Just a shame. And even the Colorado Rockies jersey, to be honest, from back when New Jersey were in Colorado, the yellow, blue, and red one, and white.
California Golden Seals, maybe.
Yeah, see, that's another good one as well.
Beautiful one.
I love all them old types of logos. Obviously the logos exist for so long. It's like NFL jersey stuff. They don't really change. They've been as they are. They tweak them and tidy them up. But
I'm
not
a super fan of Quebec teams, but
the Nordiques one was a fucking glorious logo. I love that logo as well. And the colours were good as well.
And it doesn't matter if it was home or away. Both of those jerseys.
Yeah, the white one's so I used to love the blue one, but the white one was just so nice. It just had this crisp, and then just with that pastel blue kind of colour on the fleur de lis around the bottom things. Sorry, nerding out. And
third $50 question, Mr. Mark. Was there ever a time when Geeky Jerseys was on rocky ground? Did you think it was possible to get where you are today?
COVID.
Well, hell yeah. Many times.
COVID shut you down for what, 8 months?
Shut us down, open us up, shut us down, open us up. At one point, I would just open emails and it would just be people swearing at me, which is lovely.
It still happens.
You got a taste of that, eh, John?
Oh, yeah, it still happens.
But don't know if you guys remember, there was an ice storm
Yeah, I remember. What was that? 97?
many years ago. We had a huge ice storm.
Oh no, you're talking about a different one.
No, it was after that. It was after that. We were 97 was before us.
Sean and I are about 6 hours apart, so we get different storms sometimes.
You guys get it worse than we do. You guys definitely get it worse than we do. We had a really bad one that basically shut down all of the shipping companies and everything else, right? All your supply chain stuff was shut down. And I want to say that the jersey was, I don't know why, there's two jerseys in my head. It was one of the two. It was either Rogue Squadron 1.0 or Miskatonic 1.0. I'm not sure. It was one of the two. Anyways, we couldn't get them out. We literally had them sitting on a shipping dock, and we could not get them out, and we had no clear answer as to when they would pick them up and be able to put them in the mail system. And then, if you guys recall, before the pandemic, there was that issue that USPS had where people were sharing photos of like mountains of mail in these UPS warehouses, and they just couldn't process. Yeah, that was terrible. That was real shit, because we had things that, and usually we can at least get some sort of answer from them about, oh yeah, there's a delay or this happened. Nothing. They just had us in the dark, and then there was just more swearing from people. I almost take it like it's like a greeting now. Sometimes when because what are you going to do? Like, your hands are sort of tied when these things happen, and we, I mean, Andy and John can attest to this. We do literally everything that we can, but say from us going to, the UPS warehouse, kicking down the door and climbing a mountain to try to find a package, there's sometimes just nothing that we can do to get an answer when these things happen, and it's shitty for everybody. But we really do our best. So yes, we've had a few hiccups, and I am very grateful that we all stuck together. I mean, hats off to Andy. When the pandemic happened, him and I had a meeting. Maybe not a meeting, but we just chatted, and we were just thinking, hey, we don't know how long this is going on for, so what do we do from this point? And I think it was Andy who had the idea that, hey, why don't we, do some of these like streaming things and just, stay in contact with the people in the community. And, here we are, on camera doing it. And I think that was sort of the birth of that idea. It was a fantastic idea.
All right, so last $50 question. We finally bring Don on. I'm sure he's anxious.
I think Don's left.
So from Teddy knows who he is.
Hey, Teddy.
What's been your most memorable moment at Geeky Jerseys?
It's gonna sound soppy.
That's what it's supposed to sound like. This one's gonna be a little slushy.
But hi Holly, because I'm sure wherever there's a Teddy, there's a Holly. Most memorable. Okay, we've done some cool ass stuff. I mean, maybe not to anybody else, but I know to the people who are at least here today on this live. Like we've done. I was rewatching the stream that we did with Kevin Smith. And there's this moment where Kevin says to Andy, like, how cool is it that you get to wake up every day and do these things? And Andy goes, yeah, you know what? Like, I get to draw all of these things that I loved when I was a kid, G.I. Joe, Transformers, all this stuff that I love. That really sums up probably the highlight of things is, I think, we're all very kind of immature in our, passion for our geeky stuff. I still collect toys. I collect all types of things. To be able to be in this world where you get to still kind of play with all these things, just as maybe more of a professional or whatever, and doing this as a job and being able to work with these incredible properties, that's probably the highlight. But the highlight, the Soppy highlight is probably actually finally meeting Andy, because for those who don't know, I'm in Canada, Andy's in the UK. We had worked together for many years, and then he came over to Toronto to visit, and we got to hang out. And
that was fun. It was good. It was good for a few days.
Spend time with my family. I brought my son out and my wife, and he had his wife there. I just think it was really nice to connect like that.
Yeah, it was good fun. It was a good time. We'll do it again.
And I got
soon.
to connect with that. And maybe this is the introduction to Don here, but the gentleman that we're about to bring out in a moment, John, him and I have had the opportunity to hang out a couple of times. Not to bore you guys, so I'll tell you guys quick, but the way this whole thing started with the whole mask giveaway is that Don and I ended up talking, and initially I just thought Don liked whatever jersey it is. I think it was the Boomsticks jersey, and I thought that he was just saying like, hey, I really like that Boomsticks jersey. When I realized who he was, I was like, holy shit, we're in the presence of a legend here. Like, this guy is a master at what he does. And, for somebody like that to come to you and say, I really enjoy and appreciate what you do. I guess that's like for you, Andy, when Kevin Smith said to you, like, like I'm a fan of your stuff. I mean, it's such a huge honor to have somebody of that stature say that to you. It's pretty incredible. And I've had the chance to hang out with Don a couple of times. The last time was a few weeks ago when we got together, and he showed me in private, well, in a pub, the mask before he shipped it off to Dave. So I am the only one outside of the creator who got to see this thing, and I was blown away. To see a photo of it, or even today when we see it on video is one thing, but when you have this thing in your hands in front of you and you see the work that he put into this, you understand why this man is a legend. Why his stuff was in the Hockey Hall of Fame, and why he's still to this day regarded as the pioneer, or I'll say it, I think he's the greatest of all time when it comes to painting a helmet or a mask. And what do you think? We bring him in at this point?
Yeah. He's probably asleep.
He's probably asleep. Yeah, you have to turn his camera on.
I hope he does like a WWE entrance.
It's our theme music every that. Look at that. I remember saying to a friend of mine, a friend of mine's a goalie, and he and I said to him, I was speaking to Don Straus. He's like, what? And the Don Straus. I mean, yeah, the guy did the Kelly Hurd mask stuff. He's like, what the fuck? How do you get to meet these people? And I was like, well, it's through this and through this. I was going to speak to Don quite regularly. And my mate was like totally jealous because he's a goalie, he's been a goalie, played pros and stuff, and he's just like, the fact that you're talking to this guy who's a legend at spraying masks is ridiculous. So, hello, Don. We're pumping the tyres a little bit more there. Yeah.
Thanks. If I'd have known how to prep some theme music, that sounds like a great idea.
Don's also wearing one of my favourite jerseys. One of the favourite ones is the Nightmare on Elm Street one.
Yeah.
It's a cool jersey.
It was fun. Just the history of how things flip-flopped. It's probably 10 years I've been following Sean in the jerseys, and it did go back to the original Boomsticks. That's still the one that's near and dear to my heart and missing from my closet. So that was rallying for that during the last. Can we get a remake on these jerseys? But we'll wait till the next poll comes along.
The winner of that even surprised me. I did not expect it to be the Marshmallows jersey.
To be fair, Boomsticks, we can do an official one because we have the license for it with that. We can do an official one.
But even
there's something coming down the pipe.
There you go. Look, I'll probably just give him someone else.
Don knows about it.
I didn't actually know about it.
It's stuff to look forward to, certainly, and it goes back. I think even Andy and I were following each other on social media before Sean and I had the opportunity to connect. So little did we know that our paths would cross years later. So.
That's good. So, how long did it take to do the helmet, Don? Just out of curiosity.
How long did it take to do this one?
Yeah. Well, no, I saw some reference stuff that you were putting together.
Yeah, it was relatively involved.
I think the contest was a year ago, I think.
Close to it, yes. Yeah, there was. I think Geeky's jerseys are not the only ones with some supply issues. But with this, I seem to have this innate ability and talent to make projects that could have been very simple, could have been a lot easier, and I seem to always find the most indirect, challenging path to head down.
That's the life of an artist, Don.
Yes. Now you tell me. Thanks.
I was teaching my daughter this lesson the other day, and she's like, "I'm doing this." I was like, "There's a more efficient way of doing it, but I'll let you carry on because you've got to learn."
Yeah, it's a heck of a, I would say, a juxtaposition as far as my life from the artistic gift to all the engineering and technical training I've had, and trying to combine those and keep both halves of your brain going in the right direction. It's a lot of struggles for that stuff. But with when we pulled the turtles and with Chef's tag on it, I probably had 4, 5, 6 different original concepts to run through to come up with the jersey, or to come up with a mask for the jersey. And the easy way would have been to copy and paste with the images that were on the jersey and just really take the shortcut on it. And that's when the little red guy that sits on this shoulder chimed in. And the more research I did about the turtles, I know Andy was quite forthcoming with their history. I've got some friends in town here that chimed in with their little bits as well. And seeing the evolution of the characters at that point gave me the inspiration to deviate to my own personal tastes, or to clean sheet of paper the process again. It's what got me into all the trouble building a goalie mask in the first place, that chose to do a clean sheet rather than just replicating what already existed. And as much success as the Turtles franchise has had, I was always a little, I don't want to say disappointed, but bummed out that they hit me more like frogs than they did turtles. And after seeing their evolution and watching the characters change over the years, I thought this might be an opportunity for me to put my spin on it. Sean, I know I went to him a few times with it, just trying to get clearance, or his blessing, I guess, to be able to step away from the copy and paste side and have a bit more of a fresh take on it. And it didn't take a lot of arm twisting to get that to happen. And I thank him for just letting the whole process follow that path. Again, when we met up a few weeks back, it was kind of nice to see that look of relief on his face that he may have made the right decision. So it's nice to go ahead with that.
Someone just asked, I don't know if John was going to ask the same question, that someone said 2 questions. One, is the mask just for display, or can it be used in game? It's a game helmet, I think, isn't it? It was about.
It is full ready game gear. Yes.
Yeah. And then the other question is, have you seen the new Ninja Turtles movie? I have. I don't know about Don. It's good. It's very good.
I have not yet. I plan to. But,
it is very, very good. I would say probably the best Ninja Turtles movie.
This is a one-off Don Straus helmet, so I imagine there's got to be significant value to it as well. Like, it'll never exist again. Like, it won't be replicated. There won't be other copies eventually.
Well, this has got to be said before, though. Like, Don's helmets sell for thousands, don't they, Don? So, like, this one-off piece,
hundreds of thousands. This one-off piece, like, it's an inheritance gift, isn't it? Gift, really. That's what it is. You keep it. It's going to go up in value, and at some point, like many years from now, then like.
I know there's branding on it. I'm really uncertain if actually it got a hand signature on it or not. I'll have to. I'm sure we'll see in a moment or two when when the box gets open. And
I think so, John. I have a question for you, and I think I know the answer, but I'll ask you because other people may not.
Is this for a $50 gift card?
Okay, so when you did the NHL mask, like when you did Rudy's mask, you have the game ready mask that you hand off to Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I keep looking down. I have a screen down here where I can see all of you guys, but the camera's apparently up here. So pardon me if it looks like I'm going up and down here.
My eyes are poor.
You have a prototype as well, though, do you not? That you have. So are there not, when you make a mask, there's actually at least 2 of them made. Is that right?
Generally not. I know with the first shark mask that I created, that's probably the game piece is sitting right here beside me. That started out as that was actually the second one that was created. The first one came about as a call it an artist proof, that the original idea was back to sketched out onto a napkin where all great ideas end up starting, and it I guess sat in my pocket as a napkin for the weekend until I got home. Built the original artist proof just as a proof of concept, really, to because there wasn't even a team announced yet. It was just at the jersey unveiling and then the showcasing of it. And that artist proof sat on my shelf for probably close to 6 months before a player was announced, a team was announced, before the game piece that went to the player was actually created. So that was sort of the most extreme example of getting one as a prototype and then the game piece afterwards. More often than not, I have outlines or templates that I have drawn up with mask shapes on that I will sketch out a concept and use it. And they're not all that detailed. They're not generally colored. It's just more or less placement and see if I can get things.
It's basically like it's basically just a white wood that you have.
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry. Then I was under the impression that there was the concept, and then there were like the prototype, and then you had the game piece that they received, and that there was sort of always 2 of them out there in the world. So there's only actually one.
Well, I think he said on one of his previous live streams that sometimes you have to make copies in case one gets broken, right?
Yeah, with certain players, as the years went along, I guess in the earlier years of the sport, goalies had a mask, and they would sometimes carry that mask as they played through several years, got traded to different teams. So that one piece of hardware would go year to year to year, and they'd get a lot of mileage out of it. As the years went on, I'm sure there was some unfortunate situations where that one of was damaged or misplaced or stolen, or there's dozens of stories of why that mask that the player had isn't available. So they got wise and had a backup for all decent pieces of gear. It then went from just a pragmatic having a backup to then we got into coming up with some different color schemes for a home and an away of the same pattern, but just in a little different colorways. So there, from the practical using side, there was more often than not 2 of them, or at least 2 of them that were made for the players. The other side of it was the artistic and collectible side. We're staying with Sean's deal of Kelly's mask. It had been met with some really positive feedback and a lot of excitement from other fans and collectors. So we decided to do a limited edition, similar to what you do with your jerseys, a limited run of exact duplicates. They weren't copies or watered down versions. Everything that has left my shop. Oh, welcome back, Andy. Everything that has left the shop is frontline battle gear. The 9-year-old kids I built stuff for was exactly the same gear that the NHL guys were wearing.
Cool.
So any of the, and I think, probably up on the shelf up above me is one of the copies of that we did for Kelly for his Hollywood piece.
Beautiful piece.
I've got one follow-up question I think everybody wants the answer to, and then I think we should bring Dave on if he's not asleep. So you met Sean 2-3 weeks ago to show him the helmet. How many times did he put it on, and how hard was it to get him to take it off after?
Just trying to eat pasta through the cage was a challenge for him. I watched him do that. But I think it cleaned up pretty
with the block tip in there.
I'd say fortunately we've kept it as clean as we could. It went, I've seen it. It's touched, or I've touched it. My wife has obviously seen it working here, and as Sean alluded to earlier, the only non-resident here that's actually laid eyes and hands on it was Sean a couple weeks back. So it was brought home after that evening and bagged and tagged and stuck in the box, and went out to Chef's just probably a few days after Sean and I had met. And we've been waiting, some of us probably not so patiently, to have this moment now on us where we can have Dave open the box.
Cool beans. Right, I think that's then the cue to bring Dave in. So Dave, turn your camera on the audio. You can talk. You don't have to be quiet anymore, if you can hear me.
Oh, there he goes.
There he is.
Whoa.
And he's got a big cat. My cats are around, but here's one here. He might come and make it. Are you going to come make an appearance? Everyone can drink a beer because the cat has appeared. There's one there as well. If you're playing the Geeky Jersey drinking game, you can have a beer now.
This is Chonk. I felt like I need the Mad jersey while I'm holding him, but yeah, he's a good boy.
He's a big old.
Yeah, no, I got the box here, still sealed. It's it almost feels longer waiting these few weeks with the box than it did almost a full year for it to be done. But definitely worth the wait, I'm sure. Like I said, I've not opened it. I have no idea. I think the last kind of update I had as far as pictures and progress was not long after you had started painting it. So yeah, I'm excited. I kind of have an idea in my head what we had talked about, so I'm kind of prepared for that, but also no matter which direction it went, I know it's going to be epic. So yeah.
Hope you're still on board with it. That's good.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. A quick funny story about how I ended up getting the Shellheads idea and the jersey. Years ago, I think it was like 2009, I used to work at a steel mill here. And at the time, I had insurance and I had a check from the dentist that I had to go cash. And I woke up and my place, I was in the basement suite, it flooded. Like it was so much water. So I remember rushing to throw everything in boxes. And then I moved a couple times and never did quite find it. And turns out it was in a book. So not that long, about a year before the jersey came out, the Shellheads, I found the check. So I reached out to the insurance agency and they said, oh, reissue it. But they sent it to my old address, and I never heard back from them for another year. So finally, they sent it out. I got this check. I cashed it. And I had this money and I'm like, I'm going to get a jersey. And I could not decide between the Hunters jersey or the Stranger Things jersey. And I was at it for like a week. Because I'm like, I love them both, and I only have enough for one. So there's a few nights where I'm just sitting there at the computer like, I really can't decide. I should just get one and then get the other one eventually. And I remember it was like 2 a.m. and I'm hitting refresh repeatedly because, I don't know, my ADHD brain thought that would help. And I remember hitting refresh and all of a sudden Shellheads popped up. And I lost it and I bought it right there. And no announcement. Nobody knew it was coming. It just so happened. And I think I had 17 cents left over from the check, which was hilarious. So all those years and that chaos, and it just led up to getting the jersey. And then I used the shell heads as my entry because I figured, it's the unicorn, it's the grail. And I was lucky enough to get it. So if I get the helmet, that would be awesome. And I remember being outside my apartment. I think it was the day after my birthday last year, like the 24th of September. And I found that I'd won. And I just remember like having to sit down in some random lawn because my legs decided not to work anymore. And it was just hitting me. And I was just like in shock. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. So hopefully it feels even better to open it here. So
Right, let's get it going then. I reckon everyone wants to see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone wants to see it.
So got a big old box, blacked out all my information, and yours too, Don. You're showing off those nice masks next to you. I don't want people to know where you are.
Witness protection.
Yeah.
Always disguise yourself by wearing a mask, Don.
That's why you're making the big bucks.
Yeah.
And obviously, I've got the Shellheads jersey.
See that jersey?
And you were talking about the hats earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I've got one of those.
the geeky lids. Yeah.
Hey, not to
this
say that will never come back, but John, myself, and Andy had a little meeting the other day talking about some cool new things that we could introduce. And I think we have some cool ideas.
There's one in particular. John sent photos from his personal library. He's got stuff.
It's good that John's been great. John's been great at. I mean, you guys don't see what he does in the background here, but he's constantly pitching ideas to us. We sometimes put him on mute because he has almost too many ideas, but most of them are really good.
There are ones that are gold that do work well.
Yeah, we're gonna get around to a lot of them, and I think you guys are gonna really like what we have coming.
Nice. I'm a hat guy. Hats and jerseys, that's what I do. So, all right. So now's the big reveal. Everyone's ready, I hope?
Where the glitter bomb goes off?
Oh, man,
That would be the best.
upset.
It would be well funny.
Like,
right
There's
in
a
the
glitter bomb in here. I'm trading it for that pinball machine.
I'm in Wit Pro too.
Yeah. So as you guys can see, amazing. Look at the design on this thing. Beautiful. Yeah. Oh. You didn't sign the paper? What the heck? How am I supposed to put that on eBay? Okay. Congratulations, Dave. Can I open this on stream, or is there like?
I'm not even sure what's in there.
That's glitter bomb.
Oh, some of your cool. I'm literally shaking, man.
It's a bill for shipping.
Your dog stickers.
Oh, good.
That's cool. And then so there's 2 of that one, and then there's 2 of this one. Sweet.
Awesome.
No, I need dog stickers.
Man, I'm shaking. And then you got some bubble wrap. How we do it? Oh, badass. Look at
And
this.
a bag for the bottom helmet. Oh, the t-shirt. Oh yeah, Don. Sorry, meant to say thank you for the t-shirt, by the way. That came with jerseys today.
I'm glad it made it.
I meant to message you earlier. So nice. I'm gonna wear it in my next gig. That'll be what I wear because it glows in the dark on the back.
Tell me I need to lose some weight.
It stretches.
Yeah, it stretches. Bubble wrap.
Right about now, the power goes out.
Oh, it's in a protective case. Wow, that's awesome.
Oh, nice.
There's the helmet, guys. That's all you get to see. Hey, have a good day.
I bet you wear that for the next week and all meetings and everything you're in. You're just about to turn up with his helmet on.
Speaking of which, I better take that.
I wouldn't do a live stream without it if I had one.
It is a sport mask. It's the only one that would fit my giant head. Holy shit.
Woo.
I'm
Nice.
trying to get it so you guys can see the back. It's got the shell and geeky jerseys. CSA approved. Hey. Do not drop it. Holy hell. It's the shell heads across the bottom.
Nice.
Got like the... There's Donnie. Oh my god.
That's lovely, Don. That was
Mikey.
amazing.
There's Mikey.
Cool.
And then you got Raph. That's badass. Oh. And then you got Leo. I love that you got the weapons there too.
That is
You got,
impressive.
like,
That's lush.
the sai right here, and then the sword up here, across the front. And then you got the New York City sewer grate, the manhole cover. I love it, man. The rusty with like the polished where it gets worn down. That
was the part.
gorgeous.
That was the part that I was so impressed by. If you take your hand, Dave, and you rub it across, you'll feel that kind of like rustic feel of the sewer, and then you get to the lines, and it's like
it feels amazing. It's like it's got texture, like rusty texture.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
Yeah. Oh
We're
shit!
gonna have
And
to have
then
a
you got like
conversation sometime, Don, about how you did that.
right here,
'Cause
the
I'm
Don
impressed.
Straus.
Yeah. That's a lovely mask. It's one of the things.
Amazing.
If you played hockey and you played in goal and you got that, that's one of the things. She's like, I can't wear this
You can't wear it. You don't want to scratch
because
it. That
you know full well. As Sean will contest to this. As a centreman or a winger, you know the first thing you're doing to that helmet is you're placing a puck straight on the top of it, like you're shooting at his head straight away. There's no two ways about it.
Out of jealousy alone, you're going to knock that up.
Yeah, boy.
Quality. You know full well, Sean. It's a headshot straight off the face off.
I love it.
That'd be a 5-minute major for sticking the guy in the head for sure.
Just ping. It looks like it's cool, man.
Thanks, guys.
So good, Don. Good. That's quality. I love it.
Yeah, that is fantastic work.
Thank you so much.
It's so cool.
I think we have a happy winner.
Yeah, my place is a disaster right now. I'm in the middle of gutting it. So, oh man.
You know, all work you're going to do in that place is going to be with that helmet on there. Everything you do, you have to wear the helmet.
yeah, and I got a nice little display case for it right here.
Oh,
I
nice.
was about to ask where it was going.
Yeah,
You take it off, we're taking it back.
I'm gonna try the display case here.
Yeah, you didn't read the fine print on this one.
It's ours now.
We're coming for it.
Put it back in the box and send it back.
I'm kind of jealous I'm never going to see it in person, to be honest.
All right.
So cool.
Let's see what it looks like in this display case here. Nice little, it's got a mirrored back and everything. So.
Clunk.
Yeah, just shit, smash the glass breaks.
Oh, I'm shaking.
No, it looks amazing.
Oh my god. What a beautiful helmet. I'm just gonna spend the next 3 hours staring at it. Oh my
Good
God.
Good art is always art you can never get tired of looking at.
Can I put my camera on? Or am I gonna be like an old man here?
Oh, that looks
Nice.
great.
That is
So good.
You got like
nice.
the mirrored background there.
And I
Yeah, I've
think
been sorting magic cards and coins and some fossils I have. I'm a bit of a mess. So,
But it's a proper conversation piece, isn't it? People turn up and you can tell them about it, and it's just so.
If you've got any jealous friends, don't let them touch it because they're going to throw it on the ground.
To be fair,
I'm gonna make a confession here. When Don and I got together and I saw the mask, and I'm not sure if I said this out loud or if I was thinking it in my head. Don, you can tell me. But I feel like I said to you that I should just put the mask in my trunk, and then we should just send Dave a tracking number and say it got lost.
I think we should ask Don how many free jerseys it's going to cost to get 3 more custom helmets made.
What we didn't tell you guys is that everybody who joined the stream today gets a custom mask painted by Don.
well, we're not bankrupting Geeky Jerseys at all with that comment.
Glad somebody's paying for it.
I want to climb that damn mountain at UPS. I'll tell you that.
It looks quality. It's so good. So good.
No, man, that is absolutely stunning. And now that I got my glasses on again, the shell heads, it's like stitched on there like a jersey. That is incredible. How did I not see that?
Oh, what is it like? You've done it. Oh, we've done it like it's stitching. Oh, that's so cool.
That is amazing.
Yeah, that's quality. I like
Holy shit, dude. Yeah.
Glad you found your glasses.
Well, you couldn't put them even in your helmet, right? So, oh man, yeah, you got the nunchucks right there, and with those stuff.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's incredible. Holy shit, man. Oh, I'm gonna just walk downtown with this on. Just go to the coffee shop wearing my helmet. I don't think
you
it's off the
please get a photo. Please get a photo.
Oh, I'm totally doing it. I don't care.
If you do, you get a photo. Just post a photo in a coffee shop with the coffee in your hand and your helmet on.
I mean, you kind of have to at least once.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I'm going to go to Starbucks. They're calling Jersey Dave there, so they've been excited about this. They've been following along.
I was telling somebody the Jersey Dave story the other day.
Yeah, I went in there. I went to the drive-thru last month, and I didn't have my jersey on. I forgot it at work because I was running late to go out for lunch. And one of the girls was like, "Oh my God, we don't have one on!" And it's like we talked about it, and I'm just like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, they're wearing the jersey. Yeah. But no, it's great. Like I wear them every day. I don't care if it's like people say, "How the hell are you wearing it?" It's like 30 degrees out. I work in a kitchen all day. This is nothing. And then I don't know. I like to think that they get that nice insulating layer of air in there that is kind of, keeps you at a decent temperature.
they're not as heavy as people who don't wear them would think.
Yeah.
They're light.
Yeah.
We should test them in the desert. What do you think? Like a bunch of us just like on camels with our jerseys on. Now, these are
it has to be like the one of these ones, just a solid black. Yeah. So.
Awesome.
Wow. I'm gonna have a sore face from laughing and smiling all day. Like it has exceeded what I thought, and the texture. Like I'm gonna be finding things later and messaging you about like how did I not notice that on screen, right? So.
And Don, thank you so much for being a part of this.
No, here, quite well. I'm just glad you had the idea and we could get this hammered out. It's probably one of the most unique collaborations I've ever had the pleasure of dealing with, and certainly I think seeing Dave as happy with it as he is kind of a nice reward to it.
That's the reward, isn't it? Seeing.
Yeah, the thing that is really cool about this is that some of these interactions that just start out as sort of a business thing, work thing, they turn into something else, right? And I feel like we've created some pretty cool friendships here. I feel very honored that I can call all of you guys on the stream here today friends. There's been some other people. Sleeky Geeky J, for instance. The two of us, we text each other pretty much on a weekly basis, mainly talking about parenting. I just feel like we've created some pretty cool connections here, and very grateful for all of them.
That's cool.
So I text Sean on a weekly basis too. It just takes 3 months to get back.
I feel the same, man. I love you guys. This has been amazing, and seeing all the stuff that's coming in the pipeline and hearing about stuff like the He-Man, the Beholders. I want both of those jerseys. There's a bunch of jerseys now I've got to actually.
They're the ones we can remember. There's loads more as well.
Yeah.
I was saying to Sean a couple of weeks back. I was going through the artwork list of all the stuff I've sent over, and I'm like, holy shit, there's loads. And I'm like, it's like that we know that's coming, but there's also more that we've sent for approvals and stuff.
We've probably got at least 20 something approved collector series jerseys.
Yeah, well, no, it was I think
there's at least 7 GI Joe that I know of that
20.
used.
I think 24 sets of artwork, or even more than that as well. But that's not including the ones we've sent for approvals as well. There's loads.
Yeah,
there's so
the ones we don't have license for yet that we're hoping to get.
Yeah. So
Street Fighter.
Yeah, Street Fighter. I'll have that. 6th of October, I'll have that conversation. We'll see if we can get that one going again.
Well,
I really want to live in a Castlevania jersey.
I found my new look for streaming. I'll tell you that.
It goes so well. Oh, what a fit, man! That looks.
Yeah.
I don't think. Are you sleeping in that tonight?
I don't know if it's recommended.
He'll have
I sleep in my chair a lot. I don't feel like it.
It will stop because of the neck guard at the bottom. It will stop your head drooping forward. So you can just rest it.
Actually, if I can get my neck pillow and the neck guard to get me perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
It's a drool proof.
Yeah.
I think we just found an off-label use for your helmet.
Get the Velcro sweatband for the top. You're sorted.
I think we just got it, guys. From now on, we're going to pivot here, and we're creating helmets for people that sleep in chairs.
It's like the next iteration of the armadillo mask.
Yeah. Because even if you fall off the chair and bang your head, you're going to be protected, so it's all right.
Good night, guys. Oh man, cool. This is amazing. And it's so comfortable too. I'm so happy.
Don, what was it? Was it a Bauer helmet, Don?
Actually, it was a sport mask. Yes.
Oh, a sports mask. Yeah.
The only one that would fit my head. I tried so many different helmets. Yeah.
So cool.
For people that are still in the stream, so something we've an idea we've kind of thrown around a little bit before, and we're going to see maybe if we can do it next year. I've talked to Don about it, Andy, we've all chatted about it. So we had this idea of this thing we were going to call this loosely. We were calling it the Gathering of the Geeks, and we were thinking that maybe we'd sort of align it around Comic-Con in New York City, and we'd use that as the central place that we met. We could all, hang out, go to Comic-Con, and then maybe jump on a train and head over to Jersey, and have dinner with Kevin Smith, and then go to his cinema and watch something. Maybe he'd do like a special feature for us or something. Kevin likes the idea. I've chatted with Kevin about it. It's just a matter of who would be interested and if we could all sort of line up the times, but. Just putting
Watching
it out
there. Jaws with Kevin Smith would be great.
Cool. It'd be super cool. Yeah.
That would be good. So awesome.
I'm down. Yeah.
But yeah,
It'd be kind of a trip for Andy.
It's all right. Don't worry. I'll have to.
it's a business. It's a business. It's a
Yeah,
business
it's a business
trip.
trip. I'll have to get the pass from the wife. She'll be annoyed if I go Newark without her.
Don't tell her till you're already on the plane.
I'm not sure I can get away with that one.
It's just the business meeting. I'm only going to be gone 1 to 3 weeks
I'll be like,
total.
I've got a meeting today. I might be back in about 2 weeks. I'm not sure I can wrangle that one. She said, she's like, I can hear everything you're saying.
She'll have cooled down when you get back 2 weeks later. It's fine.
No, she holds a grudge quite well. And I think, and also Jay would hold a grudge as well. He'd be like, "What the hell?"
From the grave in your backyard, I don't think he's going to care.
John seems to think I've buried my son in the back garden because he doesn't live at home anymore, and he doesn't come on the live streams anymore.
And no one's heard him speak or seen proof of him alive. You could have hired somebody
I've
for
sent
that
you
one.
proof of him alive loads of times. It's fun.
All right. Well, before somebody gets implicated for murder here, or before my kids storm in and mess this up more than it already is, guys, thank you for making my first live with you guys awesome. Man, I should have. You know what? I was thinking I should have actually started the stream with my back in a chair and get a little claw and actually not turn around the entire time.
Well, we should have just used that. Just got an image and just put that in of you the whole time, and you could have just spoken without anyone seeing you.
Yeah, now the mystery is gone.
Yeah.
Yes. Next time, catch it.
You ruined the illusion because everyone can see it now.
Yeah.
That's cool
Yeah.
stuff.
Guys, thank you. This was awesome, and I'll do it again. I want to do it again. This was fun.
That's good fun. Right,
I'm
so
sure there are
Thank you.
1,000 more stories.
yeah,
Thank you, you know, Andy, for all the designs and everything you do,
Cheers,
and
dude.
John as well, and for also now kind of being the guy to take all the abuse from everybody. That means a lot. Don, thanks for all the hard work and the patience, and you know, I'm glad to work with you and to call you a friend, and Sean as well. You know, without you, none of this could have happened, and nobody here would know each other. I mean, honestly, it's incredible. Like the first time I ever saw one of the jerseys, I think was I saw someone with a Dexter jersey at a gas station. And then he had like a Luigi and one of the original Jokers, I think. And then I bought, I think the Shadow Link was my first ever jersey. I still wear the hell out of that thing, you know. And I'm up to like 20-ish of just geeky jerseys. And you know, the best part is as you get older, you start making more money, which means you can get more jerseys. But the community is amazing, and everybody I've talked to, even when we played Halo, that was fun. And you know, I look forward to the future and getting to know more of you, or getting to know you all more. So, yeah. And it's just an amazing community. I can't stress that enough. You know, Teddy and geez, I don't like Geek and Jersey, all those guys. Everyone I've talked to, I'm clearly a little shooken right now. But yeah, I'm just trying to say I love the community, I love everyone, and thank you for everything. So
Thank you,
yeah,
man.
no worries, man. Our pleasure.
Why don't we wrap up? How about this? I got a question for everybody, and I'll answer first to kick it off, and then I'm going to peace out. Has anybody had an experience? I'm pretty sure I know the answer with Andy on this one. Has anybody on live here had the experience? Even if you're in chat, maybe chime in. Where you've seen somebody else wearing a jersey, like Dave was just talking about when you saw the guy with the Dexter jersey. Have you ever had an experience where you have run into somebody in the wild wearing one of these things? And I'll tell you my story with it, is I had just signed up for this rec hockey league. It was just some beer league here in Toronto, and usually I wear glasses. I hate wearing them under a mask, so I usually just go out there and kind of feel my way around like I'm Yoda or something. And I got a breakaway, and And I'm skating in on this goalie, and all of a sudden this red jersey just starts getting clearer and clearer as I get closer, and I realize that he's wearing a Chimichangas jersey. And because I was so focused on the jersey, I missed the net completely. So I looped back around and I tapped him on the back and I said, "Nice jersey, man."
I've seen a Wild Stallions jersey for sale at a Comic-Con, but I've never come across somebody wearing one.
That's interesting. How much was it selling for?
I don't remember, but this would have been probably 5-6 years ago. So I think it would have been regular. It was regular price. I wasn't insulted by somebody trying to mark it up.
All right, nobody gouging.
The rink that I played hockey and stuff, like people there would always have jerseys, geeky jerseys. I've got a couple of guys. I've seen one out in the wild. Where was I? Christ, I was at a con somewhere. I can't remember. I've seen out wild. The one that always gets the things that always get me was where when we had the photo of Jamie Lee Curtis wearing a Halloween jersey. Like
Very cool.
saying that to people, and people are like, "Oh my god, it's Jamie Lee Curtis!" I'm like, yeah, that's cool, isn't it? And then I'm like, when saying to people about how like the Big Lebowski jersey, Jeff Bridges had to approve it, and and what was the Evil Dead one recently, where it had to go to Sam Raimi to approve it and stuff. And it's like, and when you tell people that, like, the same with Kevin. Like when I tell people to do stuff for Kevin, they're like, "Kevin Smith, Kevin." I mean, yeah. I've spoken to him. It's like, "You've spoken to him?" I was like, "Yeah, I've interviewed him. You can watch it on YouTube if you want." And then they're like, that always gets people when then you kind of tell people that. Like I love seeing them in the wild and stuff. But when you tell people stories like that, the people that people they're heroes and people, and you tell them that these people are like approving the stuff that we're doing and approve of what we're doing, and that always, I love that. That's always cool.
I'm going to see David in his jersey soon when I break into his house to steal that helmet.
To add to what Andy was saying there, Al Pacino actually was part of the approval process for our Scarface jersey.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's even cooler.
That's super cool.
That's amazing. That's another one that's coming soon.
The guy who's a friend of Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Oh, yeah.
John, you took it.
He took it from you.
Yeah, Lin-Manuel.
I showed someone that photo.
Lin-Manuel, that might be the best picture.
I showed someone that photo the other day, and they went, "That's Lin-Manuel Miranda." I went, "Yeah, he's wearing a jersey I designed." They went, "What? You designed that jersey?" I went, "Yeah, like I design items jersey." They're like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's cool, isn't it?" And they went, "That's so good." And then I mentioned Kevin Smith. They went, "That's even better." And I was like, "Yeah, that's Kevin Smith wearing a jersey I designed." And they were just like, it blows people's minds that some dude in the UK designed.
And your designed jerseys are in his movie.
Yeah. I've told that as well. That was the next thing I told them. They're like, "What?" And I said, "You seen Clerks 3?" I said, "Yeah, at the beginning when they're playing hockey." I said, "Designed all those jerseys." And they're like, "What?" And then again, it blows their mind that some dude in the UK is just designing jerseys for this stuff. It blows my mind, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, I get a lot. I get a lot of comments when I wear jerseys, and I think the best part when you're wearing a jersey and someone recognizes it for what it is they're also a fan of that IP, whether it's Kevin Smith or He-Man or Cripples. And then you can have this conversation, and then next thing you know, you're friends. I can't tell you how many times I'm talking to someone, and then I just turn around and do this, like geekyjerseys.ca. And then when I tell them the prices, and I'm like, "Feel this, it's embroidered, it's stitched, like it costs $100 to get a name and number ironed on your jersey here. I mean, it's under $200 usually with shipping and everything, and it's just like, you can't get this quality. It's unbelievable, And like, I think the closest would be like a player quality jersey, and they're really hard to get. I don't even think you can buy them anymore unless you win them in an auction.
Honestly, a lot of the new NHL design jerseys, I'm not a fan of. Like, I don't like the way they lay them out. I don't like the designs of them anymore.
Well, don't say that. I know someone.
They're just not. They're not pretty as they used to be.
I know one of the designers there. Don't say that. He's a pal.
Tell him to do a better job.
Yeah.
Now all the quality, we'll end and say, but all I would say the quality and the quality control, and making sure that the quality is that good. It is Sean. That's all Sean's work, and that's why the jerseys are as good a quality as they are because of the work. And on that note, now we've pumped his tires a little bit more. We can call it then.
Guys,
it's been a pleasure, man. It's been good.
I'm out of here. I love you all, dudes. You guys are awesome.
We'll talk soon, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys later.
Cheers. Bye bye.
Take care
Very much, guys. Thanks for having me part of this.
Cheers, Don. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Thank you, everyone who joined. Hi, Mom.